Super Retro Force.
Video games. They're our escape, our adventure if you will, into a playground of pixels where there is endless possibilities. But what if there were more than just games? What if some were cursed, or even haunted, or perhaps hiding dark secrets we were never meant to uncover? An interesting topic indeed, so join me today as I dive deep into some of the myths that have haunted gamers over the decades. Starting off with one of the most infamous stories in gaming folklore is the haunted cartridge of Majora's Mask. This myth revolves around a used copy of the game, supposedly bought from a mysterious old man at a garage sale. The person who bought it claims the save file in the game was titled as Ben, and that strange things began to happen the moment they started playing. According to the story, the player deleted the Ben saved file, however this only made things worse. In-game characters starting referring to the player as Ben, and the once vibrant world of Majora's Mask was now starting to turn twisted and become a corrupted version of itself. The story goes, the game began to glitch so badly that it felt like the cartridge itself was possessed. Link's movements would become erratic, and unsettling images of him burning or even drowning would flash the screen at random intervals. The player claimed that they even experienced hallucinations outside the game. They did try to get rid of the cartridge, but no matter what they did, it kept reappearing. Whether it was an elaborate hoax or something otherworldly, Ben Drowned captured the imagination of gamers everywhere, but it did leave us with one chilling question: can something we play with truly play with us? Next we venture into the world of arcades and conspiracy with the story of Polybius, an urban myth that dates back to the early 80s. According to legend, Polybius was an arcade game that mysteriously appeared in several arcades in Portland, Oregon, but this was no ordinary game. The game's visuals were described as somewhat hypnotic, as if it was warping reality. However, the visuals themselves weren't the unsettling thing. Some claim that men in black suits would visit the arcades, collecting data from the machines, as if the game was part of some larger government experiment. Some say that it never existed, while others claim it's waiting to be rediscovered. However, it has installed a sense of fear that video games themselves can manipulate us into doing things that we simply can't comprehend. On the surface, Pokemon is all about adventure, fun and catching them all, but lurking beneath its colourful world is one of the most chilling gaming myths of all time, Lavender Town Syndrome. According to the myth, when Pokemon Red and Blue first launched in Japan, players, particularly young children, started to experience strange symptoms after visiting the in-game location of Lavender Town. The symptoms range from headaches and dizziness to extreme nausea, and in some cases, very dangerous thoughts. But what was the cause? Supposedly, it was the high-pitched frequencies hidden within Lavender Town's original theme music. It was said that the original version of this game was quietly patched to remove the harmful frequencies, but not before several tragic incidents were linked to the town's theme. Real or not, the story of Lavender Town Syndrome still sends shivers down the spines of gamers everywhere. Now, not all gaming myths are about ghosts or even haunted cartridges. Some deal with something far more personal. In fact, the destruction of careers. Enter the infamous Madden curse. If you're an American football fan, you've probably already heard of it. Now, the myth goes that any NFL player that appears on the front cover of this particular gaming series will either suffer a major injury or a steep decline in their career. While skeptics argue it's all just a coincidence, the curse itself has happened far too often, even making the most rational minds wonder, is there something really to it? No list of video game myths would be complete without mentioning Minecraft's most mysterious and unsettling legend, otherwise known as Herobrine. According to the myth, Herobrine is a ghostly figure who appears randomly in players' worlds, watching from a distance and causing strange and unexplainable events. But the most terrifying part, he looks just like the main character known as Steve, but with one slight difference: his white, empty, soulless eyes. Players claim to have spotted Herobrine in their single player worlds, although there's no official version of the game that has ever included him. Despite repeated denials from the game's developers, the legend still persists, with players across the globe still reporting strange sightings, as well as an unsettling feeling of being watched while they played this otherwise fun game. Herobrine may be nothing, but his presence has become part of the Minecraft lore, where even today the fear of encountering him keeps players on edge. Now, obviously these urban myths can be taken with a pinch of salt, but surely there is some sort of truth to them. In fact, urban myths in gaming remind us that sometimes the scariest things about video games isn't the monsters that we battle or the worlds we explore. It is in fact the fear of the unknown. And there you have it, some of the darkest and most unsettling urban myths within the world of gaming. Maybe they're made up, or maybe there's something more sinister lurking in the code.
Hello!
Anyway, come back next time where I take a look at some of the most iconic gaming mascots over the decades. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next game.